Well, greetings, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of the show we call the Inworld Review. In what world, you may ask? Well, not Washington, D.C. for the moment. Right, or the Vatican for that matter. No, we're in a world of our own. It's called the Hypergrid. And the Hypergrid is a system that connects lots and lots of, or the majority of interactive virtual worlds together. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands, it's hard to tell. Or any virtual world that's authored using the open source, open simulator software has a function to connect to the hypergrid, which means that people in those worlds can jump out and visit another world, not just another location on the grid they're in, but, on a completely different virtual world grid. There are exceptions. While the original worlds, for example, Second Life, which resembles in some ways, is still a walled garden. You can't jump in or out of it. But the vast majority of open source regions these days, you can jump in and out. And not only can you travel, you can carry your inventory around and everywhere else. So this show is busy looking at the arts and the destinations and moreover the people in Second Life. And on some rare occasions, the people are, well, dinkies. But we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, dokie dokie. Now, my name is Mal Burns. You may well know that if you've watched this program before. I'm joined by my right-hand man person, James Atlloud, who, for the sake of today's show, has become a dinky himself. It's amazing what happens when you enter the hyperspace between the hypergrids. Look at him, look at him, look at him. I assume you can look at him anyway. I can't actually see what I'm filming at the moment.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's great to be here, Mal, and what an opportunity. I rarely get to be my dinky self. I really like it a lot. So I'm looking forward to our guest today. Yeah.
I was out there filming earlier and, it's only about 10, 15 minutes I've got or something running around, but sort of there's one scene I deliberately put myself in just to show you that I was bit too big to fit in the door. But, just as an example. But I kept thinking, James should be here and maybe Pet and, our dinky family. But we'll see. I'm also joined, of course, by the indispensable co-host, Tosha Tyran. Welcome, Tosha.
Hi, James. You're really a marvel. Oh, James, yes, I know. Sometimes I get confused. That's because my dinky dog just jumped on my lap. And I'm trying to push him down.
A real live dinky.
Yeah. Well, Mel, thank you very much for the welcome. And I'm really delighted to have you guys all at the show tonight, too, because I do have a lot of questions for you.
But I figured that if you've got a lot of questions and James has got a lot of questions, then I can leave you to it. Happen. I'll just do the listen thing,
And James just makes me grin a little bit. For he could just as well be a pinky tonight.
True. But no Crocs. I have no Crocs on. Right.
A pinky dinky. Yeah. Without
James and his friend on here on Craft the other week at the concert. We found them. We were filming, and then we camera slipped to the back, and there the two of them were.
That's right.
Of course, no Crocs then either. I didn't know at first. Just that's too acute. Yep. Anyway, let's get on with the show instead of admiring. We're not here to admire the dinkies. We're here to talk about them. But first of all, we got our general business to take care of. So I'm going to, first off, go into the slideshow. This is a bit cropped this week. We haven't got our normal slide viewer, so this is sort of dragged onto a web page, so it's a little bit lost at the sides. This really is to remind you that on Friday, which will be May the 9th, there will be the third sort of tour of the Unquiet World exhibition, and that will have Mellow Minotaur, somebody called Tosha Tyran, Venus Adore, CapCat Ragu, and Livio Corabase. Basically, each of these tours has about 3 of the creators involved with this exhibition. And on that week, in other words, this coming Friday, those particular creators actually turn up and introduce you to their work and tell you about it. And then on May 16th, there'll be another one with Serge Zarf and Tina Bay, which should be great, and Deco Monday. And basically, you can see it's every Friday, basically. This is a revisited version of the exhibition, slightly modified, but it was opened last year, but they tried to actually get everybody in at once with a big opening and everything. As you can imagine, there was rather a lot to take in. So having this sort of season of smaller tours is rather nice. Okay. So that will be this coming Friday. So I've got that one out of the way. Right now, here on Craft Grid, you probably know from previous weeks, we are keeping an eye on Cafenio blog. Most of this you can read in English, although some's in Italian. Evercry wrote this week. Well, April 28th was it? It was sort of this week, I think. Maybe last Sunday, who knows? Original Sims, exploring a region called Electric Island. Now, I had planned to go over there, but with all the dinkies and everything else, that will wait for another day. But the latest sim by somebody called William Hell, also known as Edo Net, is sure to amaze you. Where are my scroll bars on TV? Right, here we go. Yeah, this particular blog is all in English, so it gives you a nice little background on the installation and everything else. And you'll find it at craftworld.org, port 8002, and then it's called Electric-Island. And you don't really need anything else than that. You can search on the map. And yeah, and so that's a little review by Eva Cray, who I think that's how I pronounce her name. I'm not sure. Wonderful lady, anyway. And in the same blog, Lorenzo has written about Vanessa Case, a collective novel. Now, I've got some video on this. I won't show it this week because, A, it's in Italian, and B, we haven't got time. But it's there's an English roundup here. Vanessa Case is a collective novel written in a writing workshop in Craft World. And it's a collective writing experience. They did a similar thing in that place, Second Life, I mentioned a while ago, some time ago, in fact. And yeah, well, community experiences. This is quite interesting. We haven't seen Nora Nuke around, who's for a long while, or Nora Malone, I should say. But writing workshops and things like that in virtual worlds are quite a thing. So this blog, at least in the English version of it, you can read all about it and then decide where to visit it. And Women Write Women Workshop. They've left the W out, so it's an orc shop apparently. Yeah, okay. Nitpicking, aren't I? Okay, yeah, various pictures there as well. What was I about to? It's a long blog actually. Let me get to the bottom here. Vanessa's story takes place. Okay, I can't actually see offhand a link to the region for that, but you'll find it anyway. So both these blogs are the Cafenio blog, KAFENEIO.blog, WW maybe in front of it. And you can read more about that there and visit these places here in Craft Grid. Okay, now every Wednesday at noon Pacific time, the world and its everyone else basically turns out to a region called Hypergrid Safari, HG Safari, which is a grid of its own these days. And I think James may have a lower third of that on file, so we can put
to the grid or the website.
To where people go for the clubhouse.
Okay.
Yeah, the grid. Yeah.
There's the grid.
It's Hypergrid Safari Grid, and it's Hypergrid Safari the region, so pretty easy, really. So we went to a couple of different places. I'm trying to. I think we started. Oh, hang on. Why have I got 2 star there? Okay, on Satori was the one I was looking for. Right. This is the first one we went to. Now, we'll be mentioning a little bit later about the alternate metaverse grid, to be honest. This visit was to a region that's actually on the alternate metaverse grid. It's called Satori. And these are the pictures that Thurza posted on her blog showing us the area. Very, very nice and sort of futuristic-y, really. And there was our host herself. Maia Antara is her name. And this is a space fantasy build high in the sky above Satori on alternate metaverse grid. The landing area of alternate metaverse grid also is where you can go and pick up a copy of a magazine we'll be talking about shortly called Blah, Blah, Blah. Yes, but despite the name, it's interesting. Anyway, here are the pictures from Thurza's thing. Very dark and sort of, bright, high contrast stuff. When we arrived, we got onto that contraption and flew around in the sky to check things out for a while. And I'm not lingering on any particular pictures here. I just thought I'll show you the film in a minute. So it's quite a lot to get through here. A few of us dancing away there. This is one of those things that's made to be seen at night because you're sort of in outer space and in orbit and sort of stuff like that. If you look at it in daylight, you think, oh dear. There we go. Nice stuff. I think you'd have enjoyed this week, Tosha. It's a shame you didn't make it. But James, you were there, didn't you? That was quite a...
Yep, it was great.
And really nice picture on that one. Okay, so moving across here to where would it have been? That was the first stop, wasn't it? So to probably this one. Yes, I think so. This is I'm just playing this silently at the moment. Oh no! If there was any audio, it would be playing. So didn't get any audio on this. But this is just walking around. As I say, I just put a camera lock on our host, and only way to follow her in the dark actually half the time. I'm going to, as usual, I'm going to rush through some of this video because it's not particularly interesting some of the time, but. The idea here is to comment on, and a few other guys who are here, by the way, that I haven't introduced you yet, but were any of you on Safari, Sophie? Or...
No, not me.
You weren't this week? Okay, yeah, I just thought I'd ask. So, yeah, it's a great little, it looks like a real person's jumped in there from behind. Good costuming. Yeah. So I'm going to skim right through here. You could just get the idea of some of the visual treats. There's James in his non-dinky outfit, or one of his non-dinky outfits. This alien was something else.
That was an area on the region that the story was that they had found all of this flora growing, and it was kind of a surprise because the asteroid was kind of desolate otherwise.
Oh, right.
And, it's fun. The region has explanations for everything that's there. The storytelling part of it is quite fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, and at first sight, I think I landed in daylight, and I thought, where is everything? But actually, I mean, as I moved around, it was like little rocks and caves in them, and sort of, there's a lot of stuff hidden away, shall I say, in the region there.
Indeed. Yep.
So our Safari host, of course, looking the part there. And I can't remember what this bit was. Oh, I think it was a sort of bit of a dance thing at the end. coming over. And teleporting. Yeah, I think that was just parting away. There we were, all we were. Okay. So there we are. Oh, I love this new system. It runs the next clip by itself. Right, this is a bit more of it. Love this bridge. I guess if we were actually in orbit and we're walking across that bridge from the art gallery to this other hub, you know, sort of, where's the oxygen we need to breathe coming from? What's there an explanation for that?
Yeah, there was a force field that was keeping the atmosphere in that we could breathe. Yep.
Of course. Why didn't I? Of course, a force field. It's science fiction, isn't it? Right, very good. Yeah, and from that particular position, actually, it led into this art gallery was kind of nice and interesting. Actually, again, it was in a sort of section in the sky. Here we are back in that lovely, colourful bit. There's in Kelso, of course. Safari and HIE in Kelso's case too. And yeah, all these psychedelic mushrooms, I don't know. What were they doing when they built this, I wonder?
Did you try one?
I can't remember, which is probably a good answer.
Yeah.
This is nice too, the Buddha thing there, isn't it? Yeah, that's the whole set there is nice. That little robot reception, this little thing. It's not a tiny or a dinky. Well, I suppose he could be a dinky, metallic dinky, couldn't he? But it's not a dinky. I don't know. It's just a little set there, and I thought it was all rather nice. Place to dump yourself and relax, so to speak. And lots of foliage here. I must try and find out where half that foliage came from. I love the flower. I've got plenty of leaves and trees for myself, but I haven't got so many flowers, or at least not realistic looking ones, which these are. And more mushroom shapes, of course. Rustic stone steps. I like all this stuff. Okay, I'm going to push forward through the footage again. It's very easy to wander around with your camera and think, oh, I'm enjoying this. But for the sake of showing it to you guys, it's a bit repetitive. So at least we get a shot there of the Safaristas, as they call them. We call ourselves. And that was our host there, actually, Maia or whatever. It's a nice costume. I mean, you know, obviously science fiction, space costume and stuff, but it's just nice, you know.
It looks really
it's
cool.
A good bit, even the helmet sort of seems like it's natural, you know. Doesn't look heavy, probably would be. And Mr. Luminous shoes there. Okay, so what's right now? Right, we will pause. There. So that was the first stop, and the Satori was the region in Alternate Metaverse, SATORI, and that actual build is actually high up in the sky. If you go to Thosa's blog here, if I just click back there, just so we've got it here. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. Oh dear, I might have just messed up the world. Sorry. Right, too easy to do that. Right, here we are. So it's alternate metaverse. That's alternate metaverse, all one word.com, 8002, and then the region is called Satori. And I guess when you get there, you'll have to figure out how to get. There'll probably be something there that tells you how to get up into the sky. And if you go and read Tosha's blog, of course, which is hgsafari.blogspot.com, these published on Monday, of course, this week, you can see that Tosha has captured a sort of bit of chat transcript too, which she intersperses with those pictures, which we looked at a minute ago. So also
one note, I love the transcripts of the chat that that Thirsa writes. They are so funny, and she picks such great such great things of the people always, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's fun to read these blogs.
It's very difficult to do because there's obviously so much in the actual real chat that she always just takes the highlights of people.
Well, of course, because chatting. Not everything that is being said is so interesting for a blog, but she really does well in picking the right things, and I just love reading it, and it's worth reading it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I particularly love reading it, of course. I'm going to forget what it says. My memory's awful, but. Well, often when I'm filming and just, I'll sort of leave the group for a while and I'll be in camera, but floating all over the place. So as soon as my camera moves out of chat range, then I lose a lot of that. So it's nice to read it back on the blog for sure. Right. So the next blog, which is, of course, the following one, this is the second stop this week. And this was Star Ravenhurst, new region called Heaven and Hell, and it's on her own grid called the 10th Dimension Grid. And I'm going to skip to the bottom there just so we know how to get to it before we mess up. And oh, hang on, where is it? I can't find her.
So you got to click read more.
Yeah, exactly. She's I've got the wrong thing here basically. Stars, I need that particular blog rather than the main blog, right? So too busy playing with new toys to be properly prepared. There you are. And so the address is grid.10th dimension. That's the word TENTH and then DIMENSION. And then it's a .org. And then colon, the port number is 26002. So that's a rather unusual port number. And then the region you look for is Heaven and Hell. And the and is the and symbol as opposed to the word. And so we can go to the slideshow here. Quite a few of them. Right. I remember getting there and I was thinking about, but maybe Tosha's glad she's not here because we did have some film many weeks ago now of a sort of dingy sort of miserable build, didn't we? You just didn't want to look at it. And of course, this actually
this is Helen, anyways. I love the ambience, the light.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really well
and
done.
this is there's some meaning to this. We start in the Hell region, then we move up to the Heaven region, and she makes a point of there's no religion involved here. It's a mixed juxtaposition of iconography. Oh, my twisted words today.
But I think it looks pretty hellish already now.
Yeah, it does. What you're about to see, because we will go through the pictures. It was a lot of different things, though, like images of war are kind of hell, images of pollution are another kind of hell.
Okay.
And the crows, I think it was, sort of hovering over fields of dead bodies. There's nothing really.
The rats were trying to eat my Crocs. Oh, it was terrible.
There was nothing really at all pleasant about this region. It was a full region. Conversely, the Heaven bit isn't yet. But coming around, there's really nothing to like about it except admire the achievement of doing it, if you see what I mean. It even had a tour bus, which, considering it was in hell, it behaved rather well, considering the tour buses we've seen recently. It's typical ones of soldiers and fighting, death and destruction. this is quite a pleasant picture, all things considered.
Those are refugees fleeing war.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say they're actually animated characters who are sort of civilized dress and everything else. You see this in Gaza these days. It's a highly civilized society just being on the point of starvation. These people are properly dressed. They don't look like poor refugees. They've just been displaced by things happening in their own environments. And I love that head is sticking out of a tank there. It doesn't look right at all, but never mind. And this is the landing point when we move on up to the heaven bit. Now, heaven actually is, of course, the star has exceeded herself. We got the pyramid, of course, courtesy of Luna, the loss of lunar bits in all these regions. This is interesting. If you can imagine that pyramid as a sort of cake, where instead of having a vertical slice, you've got lots of horizontal slices. Well, what she's done here is she's creating different elevated spaces at each level, even right up top, where it gets very dense, so to speak. And this is in one of those kind of areas. And as you say, the religious part of it is not here. She's got the Buddha, Islam, Christianity, all and all sorts of other possible ideas of heavenly things, heavenly realms, so to speak. So again, it's here she's used a pyramid as a kind of base, and I'd like to get her in to talk about this actually. Again, we had it here not that long ago, but before this opened. And you can certainly see the different flavour that we got on the second stop. And then I recognise them stones, except I don't. But there's James, seen from behind. I still recognise James from behind. Is that to your waist? I don't know.
I thought it was, but I'm not certain. Yeah, I think so.
I'm not quite sure about that. Right. Okay, so moving from that to wherever I was on the filming side. Oh no, we did that one, didn't we? That was the hell one. Or what was it? I can't remember now. Yeah, all these are. Yeah. This is just an intro one. I'm not too worried about the sound here. Yeah, that's where we landed. And in that lighting, I couldn't really tell what was sort of going on at first. So I'm going to skip that and move to the next clip. This is where, again, this is when we've gone up to the heaven bit. And we're looking around in one of the levels of that pyramid. Regular safari people here. There's Luna herself actually with us. Everybody knows Luna's pyramids. It's a mixture of science fiction and ancient Egyptian kind of stuff, really. That's rather weird. Must have been.
Just got some beautiful shades of gold. Gold is such a difficult texture to make.
Right.
Okay. Zooming in a little bit there. Yeah, it's. I was fascinated by gold, not the tacky style of the gold paint that like Trump uses to paint the White House. I don't know if you've seen what Bessie's made of the Oval Office and his tacky gold paint. But it's very hard to reproduce using actual regular colors. Sort of you can buy coal paint and silver paint if you're an artist on canvas, but it never looks quite right. You never know what colors to mix together, as it were, to mix the shade of gold. I think it always depends on context, I think. You're creating an impression of gold rather than an actual gold isn't a reproducible color, really. Right, all outdoors again here. There's basically it's much smaller than the down below, which is the hell area, which region. This is just a like small area of different things, but very pleasant. Like this statues, the garden here. I kind of love this stuff. Try and make little enclaves here in the Inworld Review region, a bit like this actually, except I jam everything in. Oh, and you actually have got some music here if you want to hear it briefly.
Yeah, I'm going to take it down though because of copyright, Mal.
Oh, okay, right.
That's a recognizable song.
You do know it, do you? I don't actually, but it's a nice piece of music. But there you go. Right, yeah, okay. I'll music completely. Music completely, which one needs to do, of course. So let's skip ahead a bit. Yeah. You get the idea anyway. We may show this film at another point if we've got Star on the show again. So I'll just speed through it for now. And that is for later. That is for later. I think a few people here will probably recognize that scene. Okay, so what did I missed out somewhere on the wasn't that one? Wasn't that one? Yeah, this was the lower level, which we went to first, of course, which is a bit miserable, really. I didn't take that much film, unfortunately. The first thing you actually saw was a whole load of dead bodies hanging from, well, I'm not even going to mention it. If you, we were all sort of meeting there, I sort of wandered off for a bit. And, oh yeah, there we are. These are very, they hadn't res properly when I first, well, I said, Tosha, you wouldn't like this area. I mean, they're just dead bodies hanging there and everything, you know, anything you can think of. Hellish is an understatement. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Nothing at all pleasant, but the idea is all these are symbols of, you know, hell on earth or hell, you know, outside of any direct religious context.
I'm glad we visited hell first and then could clear our palate with heaven.
I'm actually less than glad. I've just played the clips in the wrong order. But they're actually in the order I filmed them, so I should have known. Yeah, because when you're upset by all the stuff you see here, basically, and then you go up to the heavenly bit, then it's it's a nice contrast. You're ending on the higher note, so to speak.
Started to tell an interesting story, and we just saw the drive-in theater, you know, where you go with the car to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And she had started building the drive-in theater, and then suddenly this idea for heaven and hell came upon her, and so the theater is still, the drive-in theater is still there, but now it's a component of hell.
Oh yeah, that's
and this pirate region too. I mean, you know, the pirate regions all over the Hypergrid, but you know, you recognize the houses, but is that hell or what? You know, I don't know this, but certainly all these hanging bodies really disturbed me. I almost thought I'm just going to try and find heaven and get out of here quick. I don't want to see this, but then I thought, well, I better film it to prove that.
Well, you know, this reminds me of the very first time. Well, the very first time in the beginning that I was in Second Life, and I had a friend there. And we decided to explore a little bit and had no idea what was coming up on us. And we went into some place where that was supposed to be for lovers. And they were all pierced like that and hanging up like that. And, you know, you touched something at the time. It was with sitting boards. And all of a sudden, bloop, you were pierced and the blood pouring out of you. And it was so horrible, you know. And that was one of the times I decided never to go back to Second Life, which I didn't.
Well, that's one reason for leaving Linda's behind, isn't it?
It was awfully scary, really.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, it's kind of a state of the world thing. Although, I mean, you've got the extremes there mixed with, you know, the just decrepit, ruined cars and the feeling of an environment that probably isn't particularly breathable anymore. The city mission where...
Oh my gosh, they look horrible. Do they move around there also, or
Oh
they
yeah, they're
just?
swaying. No, they're hanging there, swaying.
Ah,
They're swaying.
what a
That's
horror vision!
that's what dead bodies do when they're hanging. The
You
ones
know,
that are actually, on the spikes don't move because I guess the spikes aren't moving. But
you know, I often, I
Church
often
of False
wonder,
Prophets. Crimes
I
against.
often wonder what happens in the head of Sherry Manga when I see her works, because some of them, they're beautiful, but they also sort of horrible, some of them, and but no, I see that Star has the same kind of things in her head, obviously. My gosh.
Yeah. I think this is the situational sort of decoration to, where there's a commonality of meaning. It's just hellish stuff.
Yeah.
Cherries is a much more... It's a different thing entirely. It's not.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
But
an expression
I'm
rather.
just saying that it
Yeah.
reminds me a bit one of the other, and I can understand these things that Star made here very well, because they're like like a critic. They're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
They're not. You know. You don't get the feeling that she likes that, or anybody should like that.
Yeah.
But it's rather heavy stuff.
Yeah. Okay, well, we won't dwell on this. I'll fast forward a bit here. You're getting the idea, especially those soldiers and everything. An army of animated soldiers. Look at them. I thought, my God, what's going on? And of course, I don't think I got them in this, but of course, this is the region where James pointed out when we were looking at the slides. There's refugees. There's an area where refugees are getting away. That was on here, wasn't it, James?
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay. Oh, and there we go. Okay, we're up to date there. Right. So what next? Now I've got the rest of the clips are actually the ones I taught this morning, which is sort of our feature of the week. But before getting to that, because I'm going to segue in, because one of our guests here, Sophie, sometimes known as DJ Sophie, sometimes known as Sophie's Supermarine, I believe. Is that right, Sophie?
Hello, yes, it is.
Right. Right. Welcome here. You've behaved yourself and kept very quiet up to now. So welcome to the show. And you are, well, quite a few things. Your thing says you're a publicist, PR person for Alternate Metaverse Grid. I guess we can extend that now to the Chinese region that we'll be coming to a bit later, the Tiny something resort, isn't it? We'll be seeing that anyway. I've got some film of that. But more to the point, you're the co-founder of a lovely little magazine we feature from time to time called Blah Blah Blah. Yes, that's what it's called, folks. Now, since its early days, you seem to be publishing it monthly now. So it means you've got spring at the top and then May at the bottom. So you got, I don't know, June. I guess that would be summer by then, won't it, or something? But hang on, before I do it, let me get it up here, and there we are. This picture actually shows. That's interesting. Yeah, well, you can see it there anyway. You can't quite see the bottom of the page for some reason, but let's see if I can do something about that. No, it didn't move very far at all, did it? No, never mind. At the bottom there it says May. But yeah, this is the latest issue anyway. And principally, you're looking at alternative metaverse, aren't you? But there again, you've now got the twisted one, and you do cover other things. And the first thing I noticed in this issue, if I get it over, we open those up. No, we don't. Why am I on the wrong key? Oh, hang on. Oh, maybe I got the wrong window. Yeah, there we are. Right. Open it up. There's the contents and everything. It's It's a PDF, a flipboard format. I mean, you don't have a print version, but it looks very good, like you would have. I do know I think when we discussed this at the beginning, you made it Inworld only, didn't you? It wasn't actually a PDF. It went your early issue.
Again, I kept on the HUD version.
Yeah, the HUD version. Yeah. So that's you actually had to pick up Inworld to read. Now people can come on the web and read it as a PDF and probably download it. And is there any good reason for that? A bigger audience, or?
Well, yeah, actually, somebody complained. Someone complained in AMV, yeah, where I am based, because HUDs are not always easy for people to open up, and sometimes it can take a long time, depending on where you are. So they said, can you make one for the web version? So I begged on my hands and knees. I didn't really, but I'm saying it. Owner, I begged on my hands and knees, say, please, Cliff, can you put it on the AMV webpage as well?
Yeah.
He worked on that for me. And I keep it, so I do web and upload it in Inworld for HUD version, because it's suitable for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I prefer that. I mean, this we're looking at media on the prim in the studio here, so it's quite easy to load it in Inworld using that method. But I think I'll put my hand up as being guilty here. I think the people that did complain about the Inworld only one was me, because it's very true. Every page in a HUD version is sort of pixels drawing. You know, and it can be sort of sluggish. It's not normally fine when the pages have loaded. It's like loading images into a slideshow. Once they've res, they're great. You can look at them, but you stand there waiting for them to res, and sometimes some places are quick, some places are slow. But
I think also it depends on the internet connection as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. That's so much. Anyway, moving on into the pages of this issue, which of course is the May issue, and it says spring at the top too. It all start. Oh Lord, sorry, I'm just going to put that. Stupid, I've just gone and loaded the video again by mistake. You can't tell, but right. There we are. Right. So the feature article at the front of the magazine here really is a look back at HIE Expo, and of course both Tosha and I were involved with that, and along with Thurza and Kelso, and you were of course involved there with on filming a bit, weren't you?
Yeah, thanks to James. He hunted me again this year to a video again this year for the HIE.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. It's so great. Thank you.
I love doing it.
I mean, we covered this an awful lot already, but basically the article, for those who don't know, it gives a nice, concise roundup of what it was about, and partly a report on, not only how it went, from the point of somebody being there. Some photos of the performers. I'm not going to redeem them this week, but I actually have more stuff from Wobbit. Wolan Wobbit is in the picture at the bottom there. But there was 3 performers on the opening night, and then a closing party with another performer too. And then an actual report here. This is on the French session. I was curious about this. You got French and Italian, I think, but you didn't feature. You just feature. I guess there's just one.
Maybe I missed some people.
Yeah. This is a French one anyway. And then, that was the German one. And maybe you did, yeah. And, then you had Neocortex, and I'm trying to remember where Neo. Oh, he was on Italian, right. And,
German.
So it's actually just. Oh, I only did the Spanish session. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. So you got a double page spread basically on each session, and we actually have these not on our channel here, but on YouTube, but on the HIE Open Sim, I believe it's called, YouTube channel. James has got a lot of stuff up there now, haven't you? And including you've remastered stuff from my channel here back from, when was it? 2017, I believe.
2017, back in ancient history.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was looking at one of them and looking at my avatar and realizing how much it had changed. 17. I go, oh my God, what's that? What's that? I think it was before I changed to my first mesh avatar, which is now a statue somewhere in the region here. I've converted it. It's a one-piece mesh, has now become a statue. And it just goes to show, how times change. Mind you, if you go back 20 years, you can see my avatar in Second Life was so embarrassing. I didn't think so at the time, Yeah, so great report here. So I guess you, as well as filming a bit with James, you enjoyed the whole thing there. Did you write all the articles, the reviews here, or
in here? Yeah, my work.
So, a lot of ads, of course. May the force be with you. I always forget that.
That's today. That's today.
That was this morning, grid time.
Yeah.
With Tyran,
I should have found something to introduce the show with, hadn't I?
That's right.
Oh, never mind. And Mayday birthday, but never mind.
That's all right. The Dinkies were more important to be Dinkies than Star Wars today.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I've got plenty of material lying around somewhere for video. Right. Aircraft in OpenSim. Now, I mean, you didn't write every article here, did you? I presume. But this gives you. You did. All right. Cool. So
I asked for an interview, and sometimes they come up with 5 words, sometimes they come up with a sentence, sometimes they come up with a story. But then I make it into a magazine for myself.
Right. Okay. Oh, it's very well done, because skimming through it, there's a lot of variety here. You wouldn't realize it's so much of it all just you. There's I think what is that caffeine blog that we were looking at earlier. They keep pestering me to do an interview, but I don't do text. You know how people say it is to wander around saying, "Don't do voice, don't do voice." Well, I wander around saying, "Don't do text, don't do text." And they want to say, "Well, type in some questions," and you type in the answer, and then, oh dear, that's time. That's a lot of time to consume. Anyway, I can't complain. So maybe I will do one with them at some point. Okay, aviation is quite fun.
If you can, try and get Scurvy on here, because he joined AMV, and this is about his region.
Scurvy, yeah.
He's a very good guy.
Oh yeah, okay. But you can, you know him better. You can mention it. Being OpenSim, of course. I mean, one thing I've noticed from places we've visited, people will get 64 by 64 of our region, which is just colossal. Your avatar could not walk that distance in sort of a decade or something, probably. But it's ideal for racing cars and aircraft and boats and things. You've got that vast expanse where you can actually experience the idea of lost in the expanse of the ocean or the skies. Somewhere like Second Life can just not do that. I mean, to run that many regions interconnected and have full control over them, as opposed to Linden public land or whatever, you just can't do it. It's the sort of thing that OpenSim installations are made for. Anyway, comments. Right. The library, BDSM, of course. I can never remember what it means, but everybody says, "Oh, can't go there." It's adult. Bondage. B is for bondage, isn't it? And say, bondage. Something sadomasochism or something. I don't know, but it's role play, and you find it all over the place, really. Now here we are, camping under the stars.
That's what we always
16th of May. So this is coming up. Is this what kind of event is this?
Well, there's going to be a lot of events happening for that weekend. It's a whole weekend. We did it last year as well. Yeah. On the Metasea.
So the camping under the stars is the location, and that's the location of it, and lots of different things happening in that location.
A lot of stuff is happening, yes. We invite you if you like to come.
Yes. You have to remind me. I'm not on a Sunday. I'm not on a Sunday. But yes, I see there sort of live performers, party DJs, and whatever. Okay.
Storytelling. Dave is even going to sing there at the campfire.
Oh, you're going to perform for us today, Dave?
Oh.
Dave, perform.
Yeah.
Dave, perform.
Oh my goodness. Uh-huh.
I heard it. That was a bit of Elvis there. Uh-huh.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Maybe just a little, yeah. Uh-huh. Right. Okay, so there's a little bit more about it. Oh, that's they've actually got an agenda there too.
Yeah.
Richard Mooney again. Here's the guy you met. No, that was another Mooney, wasn't it? Yeah, I know his name from storytelling. Right.
Yeah, he's the elf.
The elf, yes.
Yes, the elf.
New club opening. Crazy Kitties Club. Just kitties. Not a dinky. Kitty Carbon.
No, Kitty.
Yeah. I love avatar names. Kitty Carbon.
It's like an adult club.
Yeah. Drunken Love. Obviously, lots of people keen to advertise too, which is always a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes the ads annoy me in big magazines because you go through those free magazines they give out, and you go to about 30 pages of adverts before you get to the sort of credits page. But have to get support from somewhere.
But this magazine, I think, is kind of different to other magazines because it's also showcasing. And okay, I am based on the AMV with the magazine.
Yeah.
But I also ask many times in my notices in OpenSimWorld, Facebook, and other places that OpenSim is also can send me their advertisement, their articles to showcase for them because it's free publicity and it's great. Samsara. I'm eating this YouTube then. But it's perfect. It's great advertisement for everybody on OpenSim.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky that AMV supports me and the magazine.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Because, some people do shows, I suppose. Other people do tours and sort of things like that. But there's blogs around. There's surprisingly few blogs, from actual grids in OpenSim. But then, it's magazines like this, and it just shows what can be done. And, the more, it'd be nice to see it become a weekly magazine covering the whole Hypergrid. There's a job for you.
Oh, I didn't. You'll never believe it. In the very beginning of the blah, 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 I had a team of people, like 6 people. They wanted to stay secret. They didn't want to be named to the public,
Oh, okay.
And that was back in 2021 when it started up.
Yeah.
And I did have people from outside as well as an AMV come to it. And it started as a newsletter, so it's very short, like 2 pages, 4 pages max. And now I can go sometimes on a good magazine when people send me their stuff up to 100 pages plus.
I know, so many pages. It's amazing.
So it's grown, and now I do the magazine all on my own. Yeah, I don't have to anymore.
But this is 62 pages, and we're only halfway through. So it's it's a lot of work. I mean, I used to work with many years ago now in publishing. When it was all hard copy and paste ups and God knows what. And some were comic books, and they were the easy thing because each page was ready. But when you started getting, actually making up all the pages and typefaces and continuity, it's a long job. It's almost impossible for one person to do anything more.
Yeah, that's why I do it now once a month.
But that is a lot of work, really, Sophie. I can hardly imagine to do that for one person alone.
Yeah, but I really enjoy it. You laugh, but I really enjoy it, trying to find things, and with community's help as well. It's like DJing, and it's like when I make videos for AMV, because I'm their videographer as well for special times. And for HIE, I enjoy the media side of OpenSim. So it comes like natural. You got to enjoy it. Otherwise, if you don't enjoy something, then you're stuck. You're lost.
I think more than enjoy, you have to have a passion for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can't imagine if you're not passionate about something, you would not endeavor to do something on your own. That bigger project. Is that an AI image? I think it is.
This is from the scan
a role play group. Yeah, and it's well, I think Second Life was getting flat for that, weren't they? At one point, they started using AI to advertise themselves, and people saying those aren't proper avatars. Right, Easter egg hunt. I guess that is that.
We did a big one this year.
I guess
Zell is here. Zell can tell you a bit more about that. This was her. Zell?
This was my baby.
Yes.
Your baby.
Tell. This is actually over now, I take it. But I never knew. Easter was so late this year. I can. When it did come.
This year was not attended as well as last year. People got tired of hunting eggs, I guess, but whoever wanted to, they hid eggs, and they had a golden egg special in it, and we posted all the landmarks, and people could go hunt eggs and took pictures, and it was fun.
Yeah.
So is it like did they get people giving clues and things, or they were just left to discover the eggs? You
had to go hunt the eggs. I mean, we gave them the landmarks, and each owner of the land did what they wanted. Some people did clues. Some people laid all their eggs right where you landed. I don't like looking for eggs, so mine are all right at my feet.
Yeah.
But each person did their own thing.
I remember going to one hunt somewhere on the Hypergrid at one point, and I forget whether it was eggs or something else. It wasn't particularly over Easter. It was quite a while ago, but the things you had to pick up, they kept moving. They deres and reappear somewhere else. Usually nearby, so it made it harder because you would come across something and you click on it, and if you didn't click quick enough, it would disappear and turn up behind you, and you'd have to turn around and then go and click it again. Like that film where the city, comes.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, fun, yes, but I mean, 10 times as long. How do you pick up an egg disappearing from re-resing? Definitely a fun idea. So
some of the prizes in the eggs are quite interesting. I mean, each person has to fill their eggs with prizes.
Of course. Well, otherwise nobody's going to come, are they? Exactly. You've got a lot of contributors there too. I mean, Lom Tone, I guess, gives you music files.
Majority, yeah. It was fun. It was. I had to push people. Come on! I need your list and your landmarks. So, everybody kind of procrastinated, but we got them all at the end there.
Yeah, so it was amazing. There was like 133 Easter eggs and like 26 eggs around the whole world.
Do you know how many people do you have a thing like competition? Do you know how many people found them all, or?
I don't think anybody really found them all, but
it was
it was a big conversation at the morning show. What did you find? Where is it? Where is it? And everybody'd run over there and find those eggs. And
all those instant messages. If you find number 5, can you TP me over?
Exactly. At the Samsara, there was 13 eggs and 3 golden eggs, and all the dinkies. We went on a road trip to Samsara to get the eggs.
That's great. Nice. Breakfast show. What was this? Is coming out. This May the 11th. That's next week, isn't it? We'll be having a week off next week. Might come to some of these things. Mother's Day breakfast show. So that's just a show at a venue, I take it, is it?
Every morning breakfast show has its own theme. Like, I mean, in building a scene, Ted creates the scenes, and so does some others in World as well. But I think, did you create the Mother's Day?
Yes.
You can talk.
Yeah, for the Mother's Day, I made the Mother's scene for today's with the Star Wars for DJ Tyran Matthews. He want to have Star Wars today because of the 4th of May. So I made them a nice stage. So DJs who are DJing at AMV and special occasions and things like that. So we provide a scene for that day or for their show or DJ show or because now AMV started also with the Moonlight and the late night Moonlight morning breakfast and then late the owl the owl night thing.
The night owl.
Yeah, the night owl. Yeah, that was it. And it's always something going on there. So, and that's good. That's great because we get lots of visitors from whole Open Sim actually, and we have great DJs. And if you are a DJ, I just want to let you know, if you want to DJ at AMV, feel free to contact Cliffhanger. He will. I just make a little bit publicity. So we always need some DJs, even for backups maybe and so on. And if you talk on mic, it would be also nice that you talk on mic, so that's easier also to make publicity for the grid, of course, during your sets. So
But tomorrow is that Cinco de Mayo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. It's a special event. It's going to go from Dave is doing the breakfast show. Well, no, in fact, it goes with Yano at the Moonlight Party, then Dave with the breakfast show, all the way through until...
They link into one after the other. I was staring at that and they hadn't clicked. Very good, yeah. And
very creative.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff happening here. And actually, the next page I noticed that it is a very worthy one. No, they're not to June the 8th. Survivor Sunday. There's Strength Over Music. This sounds very worthy.
That's from Pink.
Pink Princess, right.
Pink Princess, yeah. She wanted to do a very special Survivor Sunday event.
Right.
It means
here as well, reading.
Yeah.
As well.
Cat will be doing something there as well. Won't you, Cat?
It's good. It's it's also at the main landing point for the grid, which is going to hopefully make it even easier for people.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or they need to steal of the grid, and they'll be in the right place, I guess. So 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Are you, when you give times, by the way, I presume these are Pacific times, because I'll say
they're always grid time zone, always working grid time zone. It's smart, it's sensible. You know, never work in your own time zone. Then everybody knows what time it is.
Yeah. Well, for a long while at the beginning of OpenSim, actually, people adopted UTC as grid time, because it's well, for half the year, it's the same as Greenwich Mean Time, I think. But the idea is the center of all time zones, 12 hours before and 12 hours after kind of thing. But I guess we've got a second life to thank for the fact that the Pacific coast of the USA has become so popular virtually. But anyway, yeah, that sounds good. I'll have to come back to this when on my own time and put these in my diary, actually. So. Right, well, we're discovering now on a growing world of creativity and finds. Right, so this is a residential.
This is not you say commercial region. She has many. It's done by Dragon Lady. She has many regions, and it's growing by the day by looks of it, because she has everything you can think of. She has in her stores. This is on store number 2, I believe. Mole 2, yeah.
So these are like exhibition regions for things she's got for sale in her store, or they're just right, okay. Yeah, because they look.
Yeah, it's just a massive free mole.
I see YouTube videos being published all the while from Second Life and things, and I pass on a lot of them because they're obviously adverts for stores. But in fact, some of them, they're 5 or 6 minute tour of a region, and the region is the shop, but it can look so good that you forget you're looking at a retail outlet, basically.
Yeah.
So Griffin Academy. Now we've talked about that. Cataplexia, I think, was talking about this. Was this at some point?
Yeah.
She's been on here a couple of times. So.
This here is part of the academy, but Ted is the teacher for building classes on AMV. And this is the advanced class, not the basic class, because Ted does basic and advanced. So, Ted, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, this now is the advanced class. Actually, what we are building is the line, and it's something about in the in Arabia they are building actually the line.
Yes,
I know
what
big city.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And the rocks, so but I don't think they're going to do it now. What they wanted, because I don't know how it's in miles, but it was like 17 kilometers long and 400 meters wide. But because they have trouble, so they don't going to make it so big. So actually, my best students actually are making this. So I have 7 advanced students. Also, Dave is also with it, and his partner Winter. And then I have Daisy, I have Dragon Lady, I have Lily, myself, and Whisper Garfield. And they are very good builders. So they put each has one piece of land, 1 by 1 region, the same size as all the other ones, and we put them behind each other, and they put their view how they want to see the line. So they can put anything they want on that little space. Wow. So they have living areas, animals. Actually, it would be a good thing. One day, I hope that Cliff leave it for a little bit. Maybe you can do like a safari. I have to ask Tirsa. Maybe it's very nice to see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everybody has.
I was suddenly thinking of the last week we showed. We've been on a safari where we had a parade, and we were standing there watching the parade go by. This is the exact opposite in a way. You move through the street, and because everything's different as you cross the parcels, then the parade is on the side. You're walking through the parade as opposed to it traveling through you. Yeah, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, so I understand.
The street holds all the mysteries, like
yes.
Instead of being uniform, it will be like a surprise every few yards.
Yeah, every region is different. So, and that's why I said, look, we can build it one like everybody else, but then it will be very boring. So every person, every student did their kind of thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Last year they did in the advanced class Futurama, and it was so amazing. I made a video I put onto YouTube for last year. Dave did the narrating because he has the good voice for that, and it blew my mind when I was making the video from what the students could come up with, and it's all their own original. How do you say it?
Content.
Ideas, content.
Yeah, ideas. Yeah, no, it's great.
Don't forget to tell them about the zoos you guys made too.
Well, you can tell them about the zoos for the
critters.
Quick. I will say at the Twisted Grid we have also classes there, and the advanced classes doing now a zoo. So and it's almost finished, and it's amazing. They did good with 5 people only. They built it, so yeah, great.
I will be covering that when I in June's magazine. I have to go and cover that.
Yes.
Then you can see.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, we better move on a bit. Celebrating unity and inclusion, May the 18th. That won't be too far away either. It's actually great reading. It's all very topical, you know. It's like we're going, you know, turning the page and turning a day. All this stuff. So that's on Air Mid. Right, that region I know for. Okay, let's move. Oh, right. This is near the end of it. This is just a very picturesque region, isn't it? The Darkness Falls.
Darkness Falls. I think it's a new region on AMV.
Dark horror fantasy. Yeah. I love the fantasy stuff. I mean, I'm less keen on the dark horror fantasy, if you like, but I mean, you know, it's just anything.
When I found it, it didn't look gory or hardcore darkness. It was a nice region.
Yeah.
As you can see on the pictures, it's nothing ahead of the dark.
The lower right, so the gothic interior of a gothic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, nice lighting on there. Yeah. So a bit of a long shot. It looks lopsided in that picture. So, oh no, that's what that needs. Some vegetarian recipes for tonight. Or smashed cucumber with feta and dill. That sounds good. I don't eat meat, so I'll have to pass on the chicken. Smashed cucumber. That's the same one, isn't it? Hang on. Oh, hang on. Oh, I've hit the wrong button. Ah, right.
You broke it.
No, it's just I'm flipping the pages with a keystroke and my finger walked to a different key instead. Yeah. Okay, based in OpenSim. Oh, and that's your back cover. Okay, so that's wonderful. Right, so you're quite keen to get tips and stuff from other people on other grids to sort of feature this as well, because I mean it's such a good production job. I mean, if we can extend it to, you know, Twisted and AMV, and you know.
Yeah, I do actually put an article advert in every magazine I make, asking for OpenSim people if they would like to showcase their regions, if they would like to announce their events. You know, it's free publicity for them, and it's for OpenSim. Okay, I am based and loyal to AMV, but I believe that OpenSim should be everywhere. You know what I mean?
Well, everybody's loyal to their own home, you know, in a sense, aren't they? You know, the Hypergrid is there, and you can go on it. It doesn't really matter where you start from. I mean, people choose their own home grids based on their own interest or just falling in love with a particular grid or something.
Well, I'm really just awed by the magazine altogether, and thinking that you do that all by yourself, because many years back in real life, I've been doing something like that in real paper, and I know what the hell of a lot of work that was, you know, to get the people together, to talk about things, to make layouts and all that stuff. And I think it's just unbelievable what you're doing here.
Yeah. I just like working in InDesign to where I make the magazine. And I give myself a time frame. Yeah, I give myself a time frame, like 2.5, 3 weeks max, to make me a whole magazine with interesting articles in it for everybody, and hope somebody from OpenSim World, when they read it, might want to put their advertisement also in there so that they can have a Limelight page, so people can go to their events, their regions, you know.
The other thing I've just got open here basically is alternatemetaverse.com with the website, and
let me see.
You've got, I don't know, somebody keeps popping up wanting to talk to me every time I come to this. I guess it's an AI, I bet.
That's talk. That is talk. That is support. You can push the X on there if you don't want the torture, but at the top of your screen, you see blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
When you click on blah, blah, blah on the top tab.
Oh, right. Up here somewhere.
Right. Is it to the left, to the right? We're dancing.
You just passed it.
Right, there we are. Blah, blah,
there
blah.
You go.
And then, so if you want to read it on it, because you can actually choose the latest issue there, or you can actually choose
other issues inside there
as well. So this really is more like the HUD version, isn't it? Although I know it's on the web.
Well, actually, there is something different on the web version. The hyperlinks work at the moment. On the website, the hyperlinks work, but in World at the moment, because Cliff is working on something for me, because he's so nice that he's going to try and get the hyperlinks links to work on the HUD version as well, or to make the magazine from the web work in World.
Right.
I'm most interested in this.
Because I mean, I know James in particular agrees with me that Inworld is a wonderful service, because you just, when you found something, you just copy the hyperlink and then paste it into the map in World and you're away. So, you can browse the web. So being able to browse a magazine the same way is sort of it's down to speed, really. Sort of it's if you want to go somewhere fast, it's quicker to look it up and then dial in and hypergrid over than it is to log in and then sort of follow the green dots or places on the map. It's I don't know. I find the web is the place to look. Yeah.
The map version, I know they do it in Second Life. When you have a magazine, you have a hyperlink for a web page that opens up to the web. If you have a link for the SLURL link in a magazine in Second Life, it would teleport you to there. That's what we are working on at the moment.
Right.
But at the moment, it's not possible because I don't have the brains for scripting, so I have to borrow somebody else's brains.
I think when you're making the PDF version, you can create hyperlinks in that, and if they are like Inworld, then they will automatically open the map. And
this works for Second Life like that. When I go to hyperlink, I highlight something like a line and I say hyperlink this, so I put the address in, and then for a web page, yes, it will work because it's HTTP, but for Inworld, it doesn't work because it's an internal thing. It's not a web page thing.
Right. It's like that address that instead of saying HTTP : / it says hop / and that is recognized by Firestorm for OpenSim. I think one way or another, OpenSim will make it work, because I can click on that link in OpenSim World and it immediately opens my map in Firestorm behind me. But there's obviously a way of doing it, but I'm not technical enough to tell you how. Just I did know it can be done. Anyway, I think I'm done on these things here. I'm going to move back to the movie section now. Well, I need to say Safari, by the way, which we covered a bit earlier. Meeting at the clubhouse on Grid Safari or whatever. This coming Wednesday, Destination 1 is something called the Maze Grid, where Prince Armor shows us his medieval sim and more. Destination 2 is an old favorite, Bloom Peters, who'll be talking about her MIDI, Inworld MIDI machine, and a soon to be released tool for musicians and builders. Be ready to dance and ask questions, she said. And also on the quick verbal news here, Lavia Levine just posted shortly before this show, a big event is just around the corner. The merry, merry month of May, exact day to be announced, will be a celebration with our Dinky Haven grand opening. And the McDinkies family is super stoked about it. Don't know whether you guys know about this one. There are amusement guys galore, horse pony trail, swimming, boating, fishing, the funny kind. bowling, roller skating, nature walks, underwater fun in a yellow submarine, and really fun transit car ride that is fun and fast. And we're working on other fun things to do in Dinky Haven. Do you know about this at all, you guys? So it sounds a bit like a competition, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, we know her because she came one day to our region.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say nothing bad, but afterwards she didn't came no more because I made it clear what she was trying to do. I give her, I wish her good luck with her dinky place. I don't say nothing about that. She can, we have our dinkies.
Of course.
I have very loyal dinkies.
Sure.
And we are really like a big family even. And yeah, I wish her luck.
Yeah.
I wish her luck. Yeah, I wish her luck.
Okay, well, she's had a lot of art bills and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, Mel. The thing is, because there will be more people, there will be more dinkies coming because Shalara, she came back. She was at Discovery Grid. She's now in Utopia Grid. She's going to do the I can't remember the name. Reshore Fire or something. Something like this. It's we woke Falcon share or I can't remember, but. And we work together actually. I don't mind to work together with another dinky place or whatever because we are on the same line.
Of course.
But if some people do want just all for them, that's not in the same line, and
I see what you mean. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, when we talk about, say, Trekkies, Star Trek things, there are all over Open Sim. There must be hundreds of different Star Trek installations of one kind or another. But the Trekkie community jumps between them, and it's a Trekkie thing. Other people, of course, aren't particularly interested. But the last thing you want in Open Sim is somebody to build something, and I can't really. I don't really know what the complaint is, but take possession.
No, yeah. No,
it's a
because
community.
And the thing is, that comes to us, they know as well. They can go where they want. I do not mind, yeah.
No.
But yeah, I can't say much. But what happened? It was not decent. Let me say it like this. So, and a lot of our dinkies say the same thing afterwards. So, it's not that I'm thinking it or saying it, but it's all our dinkies who were there at that moment. And there were like 15, 16 dinkies back then on the region. So, so they say the same thing. But I wish her good luck. And we are happy. And yes, we moved from AMV to Twisted. Because some grids didn't allow the other dinkies to come over to AMV. So and that's why we made the choice to go to Twisted. Most of our dinkies are from AMV. We are still going to AMV. There is nothing changed. We do still the AMV parties, everything together at AMV, and we are like a family. But Twisted, the dinkies only is in Twisted, so people can
Right.
So but that's But I saw you filming today, so I'm wondering what you're going to show us.
Yeah, we're about to get to that now, actually. And while we're watching it, it'd be a good excuse for James, and I know Tosha's got questions too, and James. So I'll go to sleep and let the two of them ask you the questions. But the last thing on Labia's thing is that whatever it is, it will be the same Saturday as the National Scavenger Hunt Day. But it doesn't really tell me much about that, so we'll leave that till I got some news on it. Okay. Got two pieces of film. This first bit is just 3 minutes or so, and then I took a break, and then I've done the longer, 12-minute version. So I'll play this one first, and I don't think I had any music on. Well, I haven't got it on now, so we're just playing this. It looks like a still picture at the moment because I was awaiting. Well, I think I got the right thing showing up, and it's taking a while to move. Oh, well, basically, that's the name of the region, of course. Fun Size Dinky's World Resort. So that's the complete title of this piece. Finally, finally, it's moving. Good old camera. Okay, so yeah, I took a short bit here.
Yeah.
So Dinky Fun again. I can see what you meant about the other blog a minute ago, because this resort is a fairground and all sorts of stuff. It's lovely to look at.
Yeah, where you are now, there we always sitting on Fridays as well at the beach. We have then dinky talk and what we're going to do. Here at the water, you can rest boats, so you can boat the whole region around as a 5x5. We do also races there, so yeah, it's nice. And then
Are
the
there,
Trojan
jet
horse.
skis? Do you have jet skis?
Yeah, jet skis as well. We have also airplanes that you can take, and then the dice afterwards when you don't use it no more. So with the dice ribbon, we do also races and things like that. So, like in June, we're going to have Games Without Borders. Don't know if you know that. It's actually in French. They call it. I have to look. Jeux sans frontières.
It's related to Médecins Sans Frontières, isn't it? Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah, like Doctors Without Borders, but then the games. So we do actually fun games, and also the Dinkies are very creative, so they make their own. That's me. Yeah.
I saw that pan in there when I saw an actual Dinky there.
Yeah, that was me.
A Dinky's Market. Yeah.
Yeah, Dinky's Market is free for the Dinkies. Also, other people come and they ask what we are and what we're doing, and then they come back and they have also a dinky, and then they join us. Yeah, and they like it, so yeah.
So James, I'm sure you've pat with questions here as well. You've been relatively quiet as you always are, but sorry, that's
a what?
Sorry. Yeah, I clicked on something and the screen display went haywire. Because you, of course, as we can see today, have got a dinky of your own. Have you had much success so far in exploring dinky places?
Oh, absolutely. Success and fun. I mean, it's there are so many things that to project myself as another being, and really a being that is really dedicated to fun, and there's something that to me is very light and very hopeful about dinky culture and the dinky community, and I love it. I don't think there's nothing like dinky war that I've ever heard of.
No.
So it's very much playful. I mean, in a way, I suppose I always connect them with the tinies, which preceded them, but the tinies, of course, are even tinier, and literally.
Right.
It's all about fun. It's all about fun,
Playfulness.
Yeah. I agree. So it's been fun. I've had a great time exploring. I love going to all the places.
Yeah, we do road trips like you do the safaris. We do the road trips every Wednesday with the dinkies, and we go to normal places as well, like you guys do, but then only with the dinkies.
Mm-hmm.
And we have lots of fun. And like Zell, she likes to shop, and then she finds a great region. And then we all go there.
We never know where Ted is going to take us on a Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
All right. Oh, and it's the same day as Safari then, the Wednesdays.
In the morning.
8 to 10 in the morning, every Wednesday.
Yeah. The only bad thing about it. The only bad thing about it is once you get there, it's like herding cats. There's dinkies everywhere. They go every which way.
But we are cats.
I think the humans are intimidated. You have one human standing there, and we all have a tendency to go around their feet, and Here we are.
Yeah, it's great.
I think some people who watch this show know this already, but when I do go to Second Life on occasion, when one has to, my avatar there is a mesh pussycat, and he's tiny. I mean, he's about the same size as your average woman's shoe. And the thing I'm most familiar with is being trodden on. But at the same time, I love channeling the feline movements, the joints, everything, and it's quick, and you can go anywhere. You can be in a spaceship in a historical build. The cat goes anywhere, doesn't need to put on a costume or anything. He's existed, in time immemorial. And channeling that is fun. I mean, it's just fun to be in that body and think, God, wouldn't it be lovely to be this creature?
Mel, you have to come one day to our bingo.
Bingo. Yeah.
You're laughing.
Tuesdays every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks on Tuesday we play bingo with the dinkies, and you have to be there because they want to win. They want to win. It's if I had a jar for saying bad words, I was already rich.
Fair enough. Tosha, I know you have quite a few. You were saying at the beginning you've got quite a few questions as well.
Yeah, well, some of my questions have already been answered because one of the things I'm kind of surprised by the dinkies. I don't know for what reason you're making yourself dinkies, let's say it that way, but I can understand now a lot better with the fun and the joy you talk about it. That's it. There has not to be a logical explanation or reason. It's enough to have fun. And please say.
It's a lot of fun, and you be very close to each other like family, and we talk about anything. I mean, you name it, we talk about it. Where you're at right now, Dave's wife, Winter, made this. This is a history of last year's dinkies, of what we did, and all the pictures of the dinkies. We've got our Mayday floats trunk and in there. We've got our race cars in there. It's what we have done in the year of 2024. And Dave's wife, Winter, did this for us. It was a Christmas present for all the dinkies from Winter.
Oh wow!
Yes,
gotta go look
the
at
Gallery
that.
of Legends, the Gallery of Legends.
Yeah.
Well, and the other questions are a little more pragmatical. I was thinking, just one little thought. I'm a passionate builder, but I have no idea. How do you make your dinky figures? Do you get them somewhere? Somebody has to make them, no?
Well, the dinkies, you mean the avatars?
Yeah.
Well, in OpenSim you can find anything, and we found some back then because in the beginning, the real creator Eteria didn't have a store in OpenSim. And back then, so we had to find what we had. So we found a dog, some rabbits, some normal dinky, and it was not from her, but yeah, they brought it in. So we used that. And now at the moment, Utopia Sky has at their when you land there, at their welcome area, you have avatars, and there is also a free Eteria bomb dinky available for everybody. So if somebody needs a dinky, it's very nice. It's real from the creator, and it's a Bengal or whatever you call it. Dinky. Yeah. Yeah, and that you can get there, but some places in OpenSim you can still find the dinkies avatars as well. Yeah.
And the other thing is, I noticed, of course, that you're not all the same. You have different looks. You wear different clothes and all that. Do you make these clothes yourself? Do you make your skins, your looks yourself?
Yeah, I rig clothes. I rig clothes for the dinkies. Not all of them because we find as well an open sim as well a lot. But then yeah, we texture them, or somebody has an idea like hippie, like Cell has now hippie clothes on. Dave has cowboy outfit on, so we find it in open sim and then we just change it and try to figure out how the textures are working on it, and then we texture it or we
Oh,
just
very
color
cool.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. Because what I was thinking, I'm just making for the craft. Um,
Yeah.
I'm making some starter avatars, because they
Yeah.
still have these horrible Ruth avatars. So I
Yeah.
made a couple of guys and a couple of women and one fairy of each sex.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking that maybe I could make a dinky of
Yeah.
each, also. And I then was not sure if that's such a good idea. But anyways, I did not find anything. I came um to your grid, the
The,
in I
the,
don't remember what it's called.
yeah. The region
Uh,
in Invested.
the
Yeah.
region where you are, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
twisted, and I crashed every time I went there. I went there, I looked around a little bit, and bam, crashed. And I thought, well,
That's
maybe
fine.
they don't want big avatars here,
Oh no, 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 no!
And
Everybody,
there was,
everybody can come. Everybody,
yeah.
everybody is welcome. But we do not have any dinky avatars. We
Okay.
don't have any. So if you need one, I can. That's why I always suggest get the one from Utopia Grid. It's from Ethereum itself. If you say I don't want that one, I want another one. There are some places that they have dinky avatars, but ourselves we do not have any.
Oh, okay. Then
So.
I know that. And then maybe it would be really cool if I find some avatar there. Could I change them by chance or not?
Normally, yes.
Okay. And the other thing is, but still, they have to be made. I've seen that they are mesh.
Yeah. Well,
And
if you get one, I'm going to say this. If you get one from Etheria, the bomb one,
uh
then at Utopia Sky, because they are commercial grid, I'm going to say like this, they sell also skins for them.
uh-huh.
And there you can change. There you can go, and then you can get another skin that you like. Because I think they are like, now I have to lie, 600 globits or something for a
Oh
skin.
my gosh, yeah.
So
That's not much.
no, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, they have some creators there at Utopia Sky. They have, okay, it's commercial grid. You have to pay for it, but well, they have nice stuff as well there.
Yeah.
Myself as well. I bought all the templates from Etheria there, so if I make clothes, it's from her
Yeah,
stuff as
exactly.
well. So
That was my
yeah,
question. How can I make them?
hmm
Because I work with Avastar in Blender,
yeah.
but
Well, you can get a kit, Tosha. You can get a kit from Etheria,
Yeah.
and then you can put that in Avastar, and then you have the size of the dinky, and then you can rig there your clothes on.
oh, beautiful, wonderful,
Yeah,
good idea. So I will try that, and maybe after the show is over, you can type the address
yeah,
in here
sure.
somewhere in
Yeah,
chat or in.
Do they have I'm actually curious, actually. I mean, are any of these dinkies mesh-based avatars, or are they all
yeah,
just custom?
all mesh.
All
It's
mesh.
all mesh.
They're all
hmm
mesh. Wonderful,
Yeah.
right. That explains a lot of the...
So
That much I
when you
found out already.
like mine is bento one, I found that in OpenSim. You can see my ears are moving. You
I
see?
love
Yes,
that.
So
that was my question too. That James' ears are a little stiff, but yours are moving all the time. That looks so cool.
I think all I need is a HUD. I just need the HUD.
it's
Not
they're
if
Yeah,
you,
actually
not if your dinky is not bento. I
yeah.
hate
You
to
have to
say
see
that.
that. Yeah, yeah, you have to see James if your dinky is bento, and then
Yeah.
it works.
I feel like it is,
But
but I'll have to do research to be sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can just check it, and otherwise we can always see, and then I can send you the ears, and then because
cool.
now it's not in my inventory available, so but I will give it to you afterwards. It's not a problem. And it's just, I'm going to say, it's just Neko ears bentos that are transparent, and I add them to my body, and it works. So easy as that.
Well, anyways, thank you for answering my maybe a little stupid or curious questions.
Good questions.
But I'm really a lot farther down now. I can understand a lot better, and I think it's really funny. Also, the way you talk with so much estimation, with so much fun and joy, and even with love about your family. You know, that's really cool.
Yeah,
like
it's how you say it. It's nice to have people around you if you have a problem, because you have to think, I'm living in Europe, some are living in America and the UK, in Germany, and some people do not have the people around them to talk when they are sad or something like that. So
true.
And then as a group, and somebody has an issue or something, we try to figure out, we try to help that person.
Oh wow,
It's
that
nice.
is great.
Yeah.
And how do you speak normally? Your English is your normal way of speaking?
Yeah, well, yeah, English but I'm not English. I'm from Belgium. I speak Dutch, French, and German.
Okay. No, but I mean, when you're together as a group,
English, always
prevails.
English. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't have those, like a lot of people think, oh, they are dinkies. We talk like kids, like
Oh
how
no,
they do. No, we don't. We not. We not. We just are normal. We have fun. We laugh, and we talk normal. Yeah.
I didn't think that for a moment. I was just interested in all kinds of aspects. And I'm German myself too, but I always speak English, it seems.
Yeah.
I find it funny when I get to some grid where they talk German, and it's like, ooh, home speech.
Yeah. It's automatically, that you think like it's strange. I have that too, even in real life. I speak because Sophie is my partner in real life, so we speak always in English, and then if I have to go to the store and I have to ask something in Dutch, I think it's like more half English, Dutch in the mix. They look at me weird.
That happens to me also. I live in Spain actually, and my family also live here, and we talk a mixture of English and German and Spanish and all kinds of things.
That's good, Tosha.
Yeah, it's fun.
Multilingual, multinationalist.
That's the best thing about
Ted is our translator. When we get a new dinky that speaks German, Ted translates everything for us. But another thing that Ted does for the dinkies, we have free housing, and we're allowed to decorate our own houses, which is just wonderful. I mean, my house is wild, probably, but you get some of them that are quite proper and have the couches and the beds. Mine's not that way, but anyway, we get free housing. Ted does not charge us for the housing. It's very pretty houses. And Ted does a lot for us. And when we ever have a problem like with scripting, or Ted, do you have this? Do you have that? Ted usually has everything.
Oh, very good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also the dinkies are really hands-on, aren't they? They're all very creative, and it's like one massive, I say massive because it's grown by the day, one massive happy community in it.
One event that we do have coming up, probably the end of May, we all build a May Day float, each one of us, and Ted lines them up on a pathway, and we have a May Day parade with all our floats. Like my float this year is a taco float, and it has tacos and flowers. I mean, everybody has their own idea, and makes their float. And Dave always says a hamburger of some sort. But we do so much, like the go-kart races. We make our own go-karts, you know, and different holidays we have go-kart races, and they're decorated by us, you know, however we want them. But Ted is always there. Ted, how do you do this? How do you do that? Ted's wonderful. He really, you know.
Everybody likes to learn, don't they? Everyone loves to learn on there and be creative. And that's where Dinkies is good at. And okay, we are lucky. I'm not being big-headed with Ted and that, but we are lucky that Ted enjoys to help, to teach, and to
definitely
let Zell make her house into a mess.
Well, ladies and gents, you're gonna see me around for sure sooner or later.
Tosha, really, I can say.
Oh, we're going to see Tosha the Dinky. Yeah.
we celebrate birthdays, and Dave will sing or Sophie will DJ, and we'll have big parties for everybody's birthday. I mean, it's just really a family thing. And everybody's welcome in. I mean,
you don't feel pushed out, Tosha.
Yeah.
When somebody comes, you are with us. It's not like, oh, you are new, we put you aside. No, never.
Oh no,
we don't
never.
do that.
That sounds pretty great.
Also, like for big happenings, like we got the May parade that's on the 30th of May, the last Friday of May. We promote it out on Open Sim World and in the Dinky group on Facebook as well. That outside dinkies, like other dinkies from other grids, can come over and join their own parade, show it off on the resort when we do the big. What do you call it? Where you put the tractor on the front, on the float. That's it. When they let the floats go around in the big parade, we encourage other dinkies as well if they would like take part as well, and not just the parade, but in other events that we do. We always
on our big events, everybody, humans are invited, and I mean. We've had some humans get on our soapbox cars and try and race us and win.
And I heard, last question, I heard that you don't need special animation. You can use the animations of any avatar. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I found.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
AOs as well. AOs works as well for the dinkies.
That is a
right
good...
now. I'm using a city nav that anybody animation that anybody could use. I mean,
my mesh avatar has some animations that are specifically called bento animations for bento avatar.
Yeah, that works.
The ordinary ones seem to work too. So I don't know.
They do. The only thing they do is they make your fingers spread because the ordinary animations don't have, the fingers animated.
Right. Yeah,
and then you have the fingers like claws.
Yeah, because we don't have. Yeah, we have paws. We don't have fingers. So
yeah.
Now here is a question.
Mm.
Are the dinkies that are ambidextrous as well as normal?
Yeah.
Right. I'm just thinking cat talk here, you know.
No, there's not. It's not cat role play whatsoever.
Oh no.
It's it's adult, and kids are not allowed, and Ted's very careful about that, checking if it's a kid.
Sorry, I've got the right word. I'm thinking of opposing thumbs on the,
No, we don't talk like things like like emoting like some meow meow. I lick my paw now. We don't do this because I get nervous about that when I hear that already. It's the same thing when people are dancing, smacking somebody's ass. I don't like that.
Same when they go sissy poo and all this lot in clubs. Oh my goodness!
Right.
Exactly.
It's just we are adults. We have fun. I always say when you want kissy kissy or something like that, then I say, look, don't go to the dinkies, just stay home and do your thing there,
Very
Mm.
well said.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
well said. It would make me nervous too. I mean, no matter if you're a dinky or a big woman. I mean,
Yeah.
Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Stupid
people
talk
have
is
that.
horrible.
Yeah, they have that view of us. They think that we're role playing a kitty, and they don't understand dinkies, so they put us down. But we're normal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make me talk like this.
But really, that doesn't seem so different than
I don't
from
talk like this.
Okay. All right.
I talk like this.
I'm thinking we should start thinking about winding up before we hit the animal. Oddly enough, while we were talking, and since we were talking about that one, Lavia, IM me, saying before the end of the show, I hope I can find this. It's on the other machine.
Look at that. This is excuse me.
Yeah.
This is the villa that I made.
Oh, yeah, but
Nice.
this is all regions of craft.
Yeah, I thought about that. Yeah.
It's got some nice music too, but
Toscana villa.
Just to entertain us.
For the school purpose, I made that.
Yep. Basically, Lavia has said in the background, hello, Mal, before you log off today, I would like to know who your guests were, particularly the one who has the blah, blah, blah magazine.
Oh.
So, well, I can answer that. That is Sophie Supermarine. But I'm just thinking, we rushed into this so quickly. We didn't really introduce you all individually.
No, you didn't.
I'm thinking we should just go round, starting with you, Sophie. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll pass clockwise round the couch, and you can all just introduce yourselves, as it were. a bit late, but better now than never. So, Sophie, do you want to get a quick roundup and then pass the chair, as it were?
Hello, I am Sophie Superween. I'm an alcoholic. I run the Blubber Plan. I run the Blubber Plan. I am videographer on AMV as well as a publicist. So if anybody on OpenSim that is listening in, OpenSim, not Second Life yet, OpenSim, if you would like to have an article, advertisement, showcasing for your regions or events or coming up big themes, then I am willing to put it in the magazine. Then you can just grab a hold of me either on Discord or on, OpenSim World or in Facebook. Or if you go to AMV to the Breakfast Show, you'll find me there. And then we can talk. But I do not cover Second Life.
No, who would? Who could?
So I'm using the chat in YouTube. Somebody's mentioned Second Life, but I'm just saying I don't cover Second Life.
Yes, well, Genesis probably might on YouTube. I can never see that from where I am here, but yeah. Okay, how about you other guys? Let's go clockwise round after Sophie.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure who's who myself. I haven't got to see the name tags. Hang on, right. Lady with the glasses.
Lady with the glasses.
That's Ted.
Yeah, Ted first. Ted first.
You first.
Yeah, so I'm Ted, and you can hear I'm not a guy, but a female. So, I'm a co-owner from the Dinkies, the fun-size Dinkies, Twisted. And I'm also helping AMV out in certain ways. And I can do a lot, just ask, and I can say yes or no. That's it, I think.
Right.
And I speak 7 languages, so if you need...
Oh my gosh.
If you need a translator, a personal one.
Don't mention that to HIE.
Well, there's already told me already 4 years ago, Ted, I need you. Ted, I need you. But she forgot every year, so yeah. No, but it's okay. Yeah, maybe next year, she said, so we will see.
Yeah, I can't believe you forget that. Oh, lovely. Yes, the hippie is Celes.
Zell, just Zell. I am, like Ted said, most of us have AMV avatars. I'm a human, and I joined the Dinkies in AMV, but Sophie has taught me how to take pictures, and I am the staff photographer for AMV, and I also take pictures for the Dinkies, and I help Sophie with her blah blah blah. If she can't be at an event or something, I will take pictures and give them to her. So my job is photographer.
Right. Variety of skills here. And Dave. Even Dinkies have cowboy hats.
Yes, indeed. Howdy, everybody. Yeah, I'm Dave, and got a real regular avatar plus my dinky, and I sing and I DJ, and we have a video DJ set on Tuesdays over at AMV. I'm also over at Tropicana Tunage over there. But myself and another person, another singer, Mr. Mikey, are doing video sets now.
Right.
So doing live video. And
you're streaming your live, your RL selves Inworld, you mean? Like,
yes. And I stream out to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at the same time.
That's something I'm intending to do, is actually start running this out to multiple places at once, you know.
Yeah.
Because we're on YouTube at the moment, but not Twitch or on PeerTube, I think is the other one. It's the open source one.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to give Sophie an article so she can put it in her magazine. So
very good. Yeah.
Hang on a minute, mister. No, me, I give out. You give out the homework.
We've barely heard from him all night, and the first thing he says, he's going to give you an article.
Now he's making me work.
No, you got it. I can tell you must be a performer. You've got a wonderful voice there, I must say. So, I'm not sure it suits a dinky, but never mind.
Yeah,
so as a musician, Dave Hill is actually a regular avatar as well, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, and this is my dinky voice. But no, I DJ with the voice, and then I like to sing those low songs. Like one of Zell's favorites is Josh Turner.
You do it your way. You do it your way.
If you ever have a chance at 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on a Monday, Dave does the Manic Monday show, and I think you would be very impressed. He also is very funny and keeps everybody laughing.
Just another Manic Monday.
And when you sing, you have your voice is somewhat like it is now when you're talking.
Yeah, I sing like "Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low. Put some music on that's soft and slow."
And he does Elvis.
Johnny Cash.
Do you hear the drip, drip, drip? That's my heart melting.
I fell into a burning flame of fire. Burning ring of fire. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Cash. Now, the other thing you just reminded me of, because somebody mentioned earlier too, you have a Facebook group. I must try and track that down. But what's the full name of it? Just Dinkies, or is it if people want to look up your Facebook group?
Facebook. Do you want me to send you the link?
Wouldn't
that be easier? Because it's all numbers and letters, I believe.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's
Let me see.
Obviously we're voice here rather than text, so it's not going to. No, I meant for our listeners basically, but I guess if they just search for Dinkies in Facebook.
No, it's not. Facebook.com/groups/fun-sized dinkies.
Oh, right. Fun-sized dinkies, and it's in groups.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So if people want to check you out, because you mentioned earlier, you put quite a lot of stuff there, and that's obviously whatever you think of Facebook, it does tend to become one of those obligatory things that one goes to check up.
Wait, you normally can't miss it. Same with the blah blah blah. When I put an issue out, I do with the dinkies. I send it out to all the open sim groups on Facebook that I am with. And
I do with this show, so by Tuesday, I'm posting it to every Facebook group I can find. Why not? Sort of, it seems to get quite a good, people like it and stuff. It probably gets more reach there than it does on YouTube now. But we'll see. Right. So we are getting on to sort of about 2 hours of a show here, which is reaching our maximum kind of. James, anything else to ask our guests from your point of view?
No, just enjoying the good time. It's great to have them here. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Long live Dinkyville. And I'm so glad you managed to change into a dinky for the show. That makes such a change from my normal right hand. You're now my right hand dinky. Yes.
All right.
Like that. All right. And of course, Tosha, anything else from you?
No, just a great big thank you to all of you guys.
Yeah.
It was just really very enjoyable.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And informative.
A good show and a busy show and a packed show and everything else you can think of. Really, a great time we've had and everything. Hope you have too. So, well, I'd like to thank you all. I would just try and do it. Just thank you, first of all, to Sophie. Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And thank you, Ted.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Zeles.
Just having a lot of fun.
And thank you, Dave.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's more like that one's more like the Elvis than the Johnny Cash. But there you do a bit both, can't you? Right. Okay. So on our side, of course, I would thank the right-hand dinky who somebody. I don't know what I'm talking about. My right-hand man, anyway, James Atlloud. Thank you, James.
Oh, you're very welcome, Alan. Thank you for bringing us together.
All right. And I'm so glad dinkies can sit.
Yes. Dinkies can do anything.
I bet you are too.
Right.
Yeah, James, for those of you who don't know, James is known as for his sitting, basically. And
my superpower. My superpower is sitting, right.
And thank you, of course, to my wonderful co-host, none other than Tosha Tyran. Thank you, Tosha.
Oh, you're so welcome. You don't know how much.
Thank you. Right, so from me, Mark Burns, too, I'm going to wish you all a very good morning, a very good afternoon, a very good evening, and good tomorrow, depending on wherever and whenever you are. And we probably won't be here next week, not sure, but we'll certainly be back the week after. So for now, it's a wrap.